Good afternoon, Jaguar Scholars. I hope that you all are having a fabulous day. We're coming to a close. We're coming to the end of week two. Week two this week we have been discussing information regarding stress management, changing the way we think, our negative thoughts, replacing them with positive thoughts. Um, as it relates to stress, we know that stress is a part of our daily lives, and it's the natural reaction to the challenges that we face day to day. We do know that stress can be harmful to our bodies as well as helpful to our bodies because there's a difference. There are two types of stress. There's eustress, which is good stress, and then there's stress that is just stressful. It's unhealthy for the body. Okay, so we want to make sure that we refrain from the negative things that causes the negative stress on the body. So our introduction refers to our stress lesson. So in the lessons, what we talk about, students are recognizing stress as it is, and then they learn the strategies for changing negative thinking and using humor to manage the stress. So during our presentation, we will have a group discussion, and then we will talk. We will have a session, or we will have a game, the stinking thinking game, and then we'll have some activity surrounding the ice and icing your stinking thinking, and then we'll have a conclusion where we'll wrap up our lesson. So we do have negative thoughts. Some of the students that I encounter day to day, they talk about some of the things that, other students have said to them or other things that they're possibly thinking about themselves. For example, they may think or they may say, they think that I'm weird or they don't like me or I don't deserve this or I'm useless. Or here's another one, I'm an idiot. So, again, these are negative thoughts, and these are things that we want you all to. And when I say we, I'm meaning the teachers, all of the support staff, people who are in school with you day to day, helping you to become successful. So we want to help you to refrain from these negative thoughts. So, about us, we do know that our thoughts and our feelings and behaviors are closely connected. So when it starts with our thoughts and the things that we think, whether it's what we think about ourselves or what we think that other people are thinking or what we've thought about what other people have said about us. So the thoughts enable our feelings and how we start to feel, whether it's a positive thing or whether it's a negative thing, and then it affects our behaviors. So, the negative thinking does impact the way we feel and what we do. So, our vocabulary term that we discussed this week talked about the types of stinking thinking, the type of thinking that you just want to avoid altogether. So, the worst possible outcome, thinking about the worst thing that can happen, mind reading, assuming that you know what someone is thinking, generally negative, all or nothing, thinking extreme and believing everything is ruined because of one mistake, and personalizing, blaming yourself for something that isn't your fault. What about past fretting? You worry too much about the past, things that already happened. They're over with, they're done, and you're thinking about it. Or filtering, hearing or seeing only the negative in a situation. So, how are we going to do this? We got to get rid of stinking thinking. And we get rid of stinking thinking by using this formula here called ICE. Okay? We're going to ICE it. We are going to identify the thought, we are going to challenge the thought, and we're going to exchange the thought. So, when we talk about the ICE formula, we talk about identifying the thought. Notice the negative thinking and what kind of stinking thinking it is. Second, Challenge the thought. Is it true or is it false? Is it something that's made up or does it have some truth to it? E, exchange the thought. You're going to choose a positive thought instead of a negative thought. What's the best prescription for managing stress? Laughter. Laughter. Laugh it off. Find the humor in it. Laughter has been scientifically proven to many healthy short term and long term effects. Let's take a look.
Is laughter the best medicine? You may be familiar with the saying, laughter is the best medicine. But did you know that it's more than just a way to lighten the mood? Laughter is scientifically proven to have many short and long term positive effects. It soothes tension, improves our immune system, reduces pain, elevates our mood, and increases overall satisfaction. But most importantly, laughter and a good sense of humor help us manage stressful situations. We all face challenges. Stress is just a part of life. School, extracurricular activities, friends, and family can make our lives richer, but they also can cause stress. Since we all deal with stress, how we deal with it is important for our health and well being. That's where laughter comes in. It is one of the easiest and most fun ways to manage your stress. So, next time you're feeling stressed, worried, or overwhelmed, give yourself a prescription for laughter and try one of these strategies. Step back. Try to look at the situation from the point of view of an outside observer. Sometimes we get so caught up in our stress that we lose perspective of the situation. Looking at it from a new perspective can sometimes help you find the humor in what's happening. Have you ever had toilet paper stuck to your shoe? You probably felt pretty embarrassed and stressed when you realized it. In your panic, you start retracing your steps in your mind, trying to figure out who saw you. But if you stop and look at it from an outsider's point of view, you gotta admit, it's kind of funny. Think of all the people you made giggle. Consider it your contribution to promoting happiness in the world. Find the funny. Is there anything absurd or ridiculous about the situation? Try imagining the situation as a funny TV show. Or think about how you might be able to turn it into a funny story to tell your friends later. Ever had one of those days where it seems like everything's going wrong? Your alarm didn't go off, you show up to the wrong class, you forget your homework, and to top it off, you send a text that was meant for your friend to your mom. Talk about stress. But instead of going into panic mode, take a deep breath and find the funny in it. Laugh every day. Did you know that children laugh as much as 400 times per day, but adults laugh only 15 times? Laughter is great for our health, so make it a point to laugh more every day. You can read funny books, watch funny shows or online videos, spend time with funny friends, decorate your locker or room with things that make you laugh, or come up with your own funny meme or gif. And don't be afraid to just be goofy sometimes. When you can laugh at yourself and inject humor into stressful situations, you will feel better about all of life's challenges. So, go ahead and laugh. It's a doctor's orders.
That's true. Go ahead and laugh. It is the doctor's orders. We have to remember to find the humor in what is happening. Sometimes the stressful situations, it's a situation that is serious. Um, and of course, we do want to make sure that, we do separate that there is a difference between something that's very, very serious. However, there are a number of things that, we do day to day where we are having those negative thoughts where we can actually find the humor in what's happening. So let's take a look here. What we're going to do is I would like for you to go back, if you're not already there, to Google Classroom, and you're going to click on classwork, and then you're going to scroll down to where it says week 2, and it says self management, stress management, and you're going to click on the um, the Google Doc or the Google Drawings that is titled Stinking Thinking Game. Okay, so this is something we're going to do quickly. Once you are finished with the activity, you can be sure to submit it. Um, as soon as you're done, if you have any questions, you know that you can contact me, send me an email, or shoot me a message in Google Classroom. Okay, so go ahead and click on that document there. And once you click on that document, you should come to this screen here, this side of the screen, and you're going to see the title that is called, or that is titled Stinking Thinking. And then you're going to observe that there's some smaller squares here, and there's some larger squares here. And what we're going to do simply, we're going to go ahead and match each type of stinking thinking to the correct scenario by using your touchpad or your mouse to slide the cards across the screen. That's all we're going to do. So we are going to place this here. Our cursor is here. So we're going to look at the different types of stinking thinking. These are the types that, that we covered earlier in the week with our vocabulary activity, and also earlier in the presentation. Okay, so mind reading is the first one, filtering, number 2, worst possible thinking or outcome, personalizing is another type of stinking thinking, all or nothing, and the last one, pass fretting. If you notice, Jaguar Scholars, you can adjust your squares as you will, as you need to. So just adjust them across the screen. You can slide them to the left, to the right. You can slide it up and down. Oops, excuse me. You can slide it up and down. You can bring it across. It's totally up to you. We are just going to slide them over and match them accordingly. So let's look at mind reading. It's the first one here. Let's look at mind reading. So mind reading, or let's look at the first scenario. I'm sorry, card number 3. You cracked a joke and no one laughed, so you think they must think I'm a loser. So which one of these types of stinking thinking you think would best match the scenario? You cracked a joke and no one laughed, so you think they must think I'm a loser. So at this point, you're mind reading. So we're going to slide mind reading over here, close to card number 3. Okay, and we're going to leave it just like that. You can slide it over, you can adjust it so you don't cover any of the information that's inside of the larger square. Let's look at the next square. Number 2, your little sister takes your markers and scribbles on the wall while you are watching her. So you think, it's all my fault. She ruined the wall. You begin to personalize it and begin to think it's your fault. So we're going to take personalizing, which is another type of stinking thinking, and place it here beside card number 2. Let's look at another one. This looks like card number 4 here. Your piano teacher tells you that you did a wonderful job along with a few tips for improvement. Just a few. So you think, I really messed up. Even my teacher said so. That's a type of filtering. That type is called filtering. Or this type of thought is called filtering. This type of negative thinking is called filtering. And what you don't want to do is filter out what's most important. The teacher said that you did a really good job, and then you focused on the negative. Try to find the good in every situation. This card here, let's see, what number is this? Number 1. You got a few answers wrong on your test. So you think now I'm going to flunk the class. Really? You just got a few answers wrong on one test. Do you think you're going to flunk the class? That's all or nothing. That's an example of all or nothing. Number 6, you had an argument with your friend. So you think, I shouldn't have said that. I could have said it in a nicer way. That's called past fretting. It has a lot to do with our shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You ever heard of that? I should have done this. I could have did this. I would have done this. Don't worry about the past. The past is the past. We have to move forward. And lastly, you didn't make the basketball team, card number 5. So you think, now I'll never be on a team and I'll never have any friends. That's the worst possible outcome. That's the worst possible thing you could actually think. So, Jaguar Scholars, we have got to make sure that we focus on the positive in these situations and we find the funny or we find humor in every situation. Let's go back here quickly. So, we have to remember changing our negative thoughts can also, changing our negative thoughts can also change how we feel, think, and behave for the better. We got to know that. We have to know that. We have to believe that. We have to understand when we come across a situation or a negative thought that we have to use ICE, the formula ICE. Identify the thought, challenge the thought, and exchange the thought with something positive. Jaguar Scholars, I do hope you are able to really connect with the information provided for you. And if you have any other questions or concerns, please feel free and let me know. My email address is tisha.wells@pgcps.org. You have the Google Classroom code. Um, I am here. So please contact me if you need me. Thank you.